What is up, Sooner Nation? I am Casey Mallon, and you are now, come on, get with me, in a Sooner state of mind. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcast and Spotify. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200K. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet online, the game starts here. Sooner state of mind family. There's a dragon with matches that's loose on the town. Take a whole pail of water just to cool him down. You know what I'm talking about. That's right. Spin drift. The Arnie Palmer. No sugar, but with a little caffeine. Spin drift. If you're watching, we are listening, okay? Sooner Nation, we are on the bye week. Means no squirming, no fidgeting, no freaking out on a Saturday. We got all that done last week against Auburn. Needed every bit of that squirm. Oh, tough game. But in the end, the Sooners prevail 27-21. And there's a lot to take from this game. Have to say it was eerily reminiscent of Baker's start for these Sooners when they went to Tennessee. Obviously, I know it wasn't Baker's first start, and it definitely wasn't his first SEC conference road game. He had done a little bit the year before, but huge stage, kind of getting introduced to the entirety of Sooner Nation. I mean, I know everybody was watching the Tennessee game, but first chance on the stage when he's starting, when he was the headliner. And if this ends up anything like the Baker Mayfield era for the Sooners, one of my favorite times of OU football, maybe the most fun era ever. I mean, with Baker, we always felt like we had a chance in every game, and it's a little early on. And I know we're putting a lot on the shoulders of Mike Hawkins to even compare the two at this point, but this dude has intangibles. He has the it factor, and that is completely obvious when you watch him play. And he's learning, still a true freshman, which blows my mind. But you know what? The thing I love about this team, it's a different cat balling out every week. It's not the same guy making the play for everybody. Obviously, Studs and Bowman and, dudes like that consistently show up. But when it's time to make the play, when it's time to step up, when the money is on the table, a different Sooner continues to rise up and make that play, take that money, make it so. And that's got me so freaking stoked. Come on, stoke levels rising. Let's go back last week a little bit. Defense comes out with the 3 and out. That's after almost getting an interception. And I thought that we could get to Thorne, hit him, force him to some turnovers. They got by with some stuff early, and that really helped his confidence get going. But first drive of the game, Sooners get a 3 and out, and that's good. And then Michael Hawkins Jr., true freshman, getting his first start on the road in front of almost 90,000 people. Would the moment be too big for him? Hell no. Quick hit to Brendan Thompson for 18 on first down. That's a big difference. We've been seeing no gain or a loss of 2 or a loss of 3 on first down. It's been second and long almost every game, almost every drive this season, and it's been frustrating. So to actually get some positive yards on first down was a great start. After that quick hit, Sooners up tempo, very fast, which I liked a lot. Barnes, he was running hard, getting hit in the backfield a lot, although some lanes did open up here and there, but he got a couple. 2nd 8, Barnes for 3 more. Opening drive, Sooners looking at a 3rd and 5. That's when we got a little taste. It's when we saw the speed. Hawkins breaks through. Gonzo, baby. 48 yards to the house. I don't think he was touched. We saw the speed, the electricity. Sooner Nation flipping out. I know. Jumping up and down, going crazy. Just like running future scenarios in my head of what we're going to see from this cat. So, like I said, Stoke levels rising. Ensuing Auburn possession, though, they respond with a nice drive, and they're getting the run game going a little bit. And throughout the game, the run got going quite a bit. It felt like the Sooners were really struggling to tackle well. Tons of missed tackles in this game. I didn't go back and look at how many there were, but it felt like there was a bunch of them. And even with the poor tackling, though, when I went back and looked, still just 43 carries for 144 yards. That's 3.5 per carry, a little less than that. But during the game, it felt like a lot more. It just felt like those guys were gashing us. But overall, you can live with that. Anyways, this Auburn offense had a nice mix of run and pass. And I thought for the most part, Thorne actually played pretty well. He showed you that moxie from a senior rather than them going with the freshman there. And on the game, 21 to 32, 338, 3 touchdowns, 1 very costly interception, and we will talk about that in a bit. But back to this Auburn drive, and this was something they did a lot. Long drives, lots of plays, lots of yards. 13 plays, 74 yards, 7+ minutes. We got down to a 1st and goal from the OU 6. And they brought Sam Jackson in at quarterback, and he was sick of these M&F or Sooners on this M&F or D. And Jackson's wallet might say badass mofo, but he can't get away from the true badass mofo, R. Mason Thomas. Loss of 1. More Thomas coming up. Then it was for Thorne for 3, Hunter for 2. Now it's 4th and goal from the 1. Let me think. We haven't seen this before. Oh, yeah, now I remember. Sam Jackson back in, and Sam Jackson gets stuffed in a locker. Sooners defense with an epic goal line stand. And for Auburn right there, I thought they got too cute. I thought they should have kept Thorne out there. He's throwing well. He's running well. At least when he's in there, there's the threat of the pass off the play action. Sooners were able to key in on Sam Jackson and took him down. Sooners take over on downs. Teams exchange some punts. Speaking of, got to show some love to Luke Elzinga. Luke, you are a punter. 5 punts on the day, averaged over 47 yards a punt, flipped the field a couple times, pinned Auburn inside the 20 a couple times, had great directional kicks, though, eliminated the return game on several of those punts. So props to Luke for that. And while we're talking about kickers, props to Zach Schmidt, too. 2 for 2 on field goals. Great response coming in for the injured Keltner. Did his job, especially when we needed it. Okay, enough kicker talk. Back to the second quarter. Wasn't all Sooner roses, but some of the things that have plagued this team were starting to rear their ugly rears in this second quarter. Some costly missed blocks, some even costlier penalties, drive killers. Got to clean it up. Have to. Can't have it. So that's Sooners with another 3 and out. And then Auburn starting to heat up a little bit. Thorne to Coleman for 34, 2 short run plays, and then Thorne to Keandre Lambert Smith, 31-yard touchdown. And just like that, tie ball game. And all that emotional equity we had built up, all that feel-good stuff, starting to dissipate a little bit. And then it was another Sooners punt. It's the ebb and flow of the game. But now Auburn, after a nice drive, is really settling in. And then Thorne, maybe his best pass of the day, a friggin' dime, Malcolm Simmons, 48-yard TD. And all the good stuff that had happened is now actually gone. Auburn leading 14-7. But it was the ease with which it felt this Auburn offense was starting to operate with. They were moving the ball kind of at will last couple of drives. Sooners getting no pressure on the quarterback and giving up what felt like big chunks in the run game. They were setting themselves up for second and short, third and short, giving them easy first downs and just moving that ball down the field. Auburn driving, they get their first lucky break of the game. It's a hit on Thorne. He fumbles, but if he rolls forward and it goes right back to him. Thought we were going to get out of the quarter right there, pick up that fumble. Very lucky. And now Auburn's out of timeouts. They're moving the ball down the field. Thorne throws it to Lambert Smith, but time is running out. Auburn rushes out onto the field. Everybody gets out there. They get the field goal off. No good. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. But wait, there's a flag on the play. The refs call the Sooners for illegal substitution. And I would need some rule clarification on this because I thought that the Sooners defense have the opportunity to substitute if the offense does. I don't know how we could get an illegal substitution on that. I'll need to go back and look at the play, see if I can see like a 12th man coming on the field or whatnot. But how I understood it, if they sub, we get the sub. Either way, Auburn's getting another opportunity. And at this point, I am raging at home. These refs are giving them another opportunity to kick the field goal. But ball don't lie. McMisses again. Sooners get to halftime, only down 14-7. And you could look at that as pretty positive. They could have had the field goal. Offense really not doing a lot, and Auburn feeling like they're kind of taking the game over. So not a lot to be stoked about at this moment, but at least we're only down by a score. Third quarter, not really a lot happened. Sooners did add a field goal. That was the only scoring by either team in the third quarter. But now on to the fourth quarter. Auburn driving. First and goal at the 1. Play action. Thorne hits deal. What's your deal, man? Now it's 21-10. And that's what I was talking about earlier. They removed that play action threat when they brought in Sam Jackson. Do it with this guy, show, run, pass. And now they're up 21-10. And that opening 48-yard touchdown by Hawkins seems like a distant memory at this point. Sooners can't get anything going. And now the Tigers are in field goal range again. I'm thinking to myself, no way this cat misses yet again. He's already missed 2. But they don't call it Sooner magic for nothing. He does miss. Sooners only down by 11. Now we are running out of time. Just over 10 minutes left. We need a big play. Someone's got to do it. 2nd and 8 from the OU 35. Michael Hawkins Jr. with a beautiful throw over the friggin' top. Hits J.J. Hester right in stride. 60 yards down to the Auburn 5. 2 plays later, Javonte Barnes untouched for the touchdown. Sooners go for 2. It's no good. But at least now, 21-16. We can survive another field goal if we give it up. So there's a little wiggle room right there. Starting to believe. That felt pretty good. Dramatics for this team, especially late. Still got to figure it out. Need someone to make a play. And Thorne and company are moving the ball, just killing the clock. Already a 5-minute drive. But those Tigres have a 3rd and 4 from the Sooners 43. And you know what? This would be a great time to dial up a little bit of that Sooner magic. Is it that easy? Can you just put in the call, request it, and boom, it shows up? No problemo. Kip, hooray. Kip, hooray. Kip Lewis snatches that INT, takes it 63 yards for the touchdown. Mallenhouse going absolutely ballistic. By Mallenhouse, I mean me, watching the game by myself, flipping out. My dog looking at me like I'm a crazy person. I am crazy. I am crazy for these Sooners, and I am loving this. I'm freaking out right now. And if that Kip 6 wasn't enough for you, how about the Hawkins helicopter? MHJ goes over the top, puts his body on the line, or in the air, I should say, and the 2-point conversion is good. And just like that, the Sooners are up 24-21. What the hell happened? We were down by 11. Now we're up by 3. Sooner team believing. Sooner Nation believing. Sooner state of mind. Feelings of euphoria. Attempting to reach Sooner nirvana. Ensuing Auburn possession is the thing nightmares are made of. That is, if your name is Peyton Thorne and you are getting baptized by R. Mason Thomas. Are you kidding me? Back-to-back deja vu sacks. We saw that a couple weeks ago when he said, I'm going to end this game myself. Thomas absolutely destroys Thorne. Great play by Grayson Halton. Kept Thorne in the pocket. He turned around and he paid the price for it. R. Mason Thomas buries him. Sooners take over. They tack on another Schmidt field goal. And in their first ever SEC conference road game, the true freshmen and the true grit of the Sooners defense get the hell out of town with a 27-21 win. And, you know, it's tough. Oh, there's the dog right there. There she goes. It's tough to say this was a season-changing win, but it was definitely a season-saving win. And it's the way they won it. To steal a line from Dabo, BYOG, bring your own guts. That's exactly what these Sooners did. It was grimy. It was super ugly at times, on the verge of death more than once. But the team never gave up. They never quit believing. Kept battling. I love it to the very end. You know, and this team might lose some more games this season, but teams are going to have to earn those dubs against these Sooners. They're going to have to knock these dudes out if you think you're going to take a win from them. And you might get it, but you're going to have to fight like hell to do so. And I couldn't be more proud of a team. There is no quit in this team. And they fight. And they have that spirit. So, completely stoked. You know, getting healthy on the offensive line. We saw a little more cohesion than we did in the Tennessee game. Wasn't consistent enough, but there was at least times when it looked like they were working as a unit. And if they can stay healthy enough to keep the same starting 5 week to week, that stuff will work itself out. And I think the run game will continue to evolve. That's the hope anyways, but I truly believe it. Can we get some of these receivers back healthy? That would be amazing. But Cats are stepping up. Brennan Thompson, a huge part of that screen game, kind of taking over the Burks role there. And there was a couple plays over the top he got, and it could have had too. JJ Hester, hopefully this little taste of success will build his confidence. He's huge. He's fast. He's got all the tools. Just got to put it together up here. And maybe a little taste of getting that done will help propel him to the next level. Boy, it would be nice to see this cat really come on, especially in such an area of need right now. But either way, just stoked for him to kind of figure it out and take his game to the next level. Hopefully there's more of that. And now to get the bye week, to rest up, might get some extra time to prep, to put a game plan together, to get dialed in. And already, I know it's been 6 quarters, but this dude has been incredible. He goes from not expecting to play, getting thrown into the mix against top 10 team in the country, Tennessee, stays calm and collected, got the Sooners close, a little bit too little too late for the team that night. But here we are just a week later in front of almost 90,000, down by 11 in the fourth quarter. Dude did not blink, came in and handled that business. Just incredible. No turnovers, making good decisions, being careful with the football, making the right read, hitting the throws that are there for the most part, and taking off when he needs to. I think there's elements we're going to see added to both of those aspects of his game, and I am completely stoked to see what happens next. Speaking of what happens next, if those moments weren't big enough, we'll find a moment probably even bigger. Michael Hawkins Jr. getting to start the biggest rivalry game in all of college football against one of the top teams in the country, wearing the ugliest uniform in the country. In 2 weeks, we throw down with the hated one, the Texas 2S's Longhorns. And I can't wait to see how Hawkins responds. Cannot wait to see what he does in this game. Can I get a hell yeah? And we will be all over that game, trust. All over it. Did anything else happen last Saturday? I am into this spindrift Arnie Palmer. I don't know what they call it. Maybe it is Arnie, but it's delicious. Oh, yeah. Last Saturday, let's go back. Just one of the most incredible football games you will ever see. Number 2, Georgia. At number 4, Alabama. And Bama, dogs at home for the first time since 2007. Nick Saban's first game against LSU. Alabama lost that game, but it happens. It's been almost 2 decades. It happens. Alabama did lose that game 41-34. Wait a minute. I am he, as you are me, and we are all together? Whoa, trippy, buddy. Bama won this game 41-34. And it looked like it was going to be much worse than that. 28-0 in the first quarter. Bama up. What's even crazier than that? Georgia came all the way back to take the lead in the fourth quarter. That was only for 13 seconds, but still. Just an incredible game to watch when you don't mind if both teams lose. It's a win-win. And I don't know what it was, but I actually found myself, it's kind of gross, it feels dirty, but rooting for Bama in that game. And I never root for Bama. I never do that. But what is not to like about Jalen Milroe? This dude has elevated his play so much since the start of last season. Remember when it looked like Bama didn't have a quarterback? Surprise, surprise, just took a few starts. And this dude is so fun to watch. 27-33, 374 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. Oh, wait. Go ahead and throw in 16 carries for 117 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Incredible. Dude is just printing cash leading up to next year's draft. This guy he's electric, and he has got the tide rolling. Just an incredible way to send Big Dave off with a Bama W. I know his family would appreciate that. And in the past, I would never want to see Bama and Georgia twice. I would never want to see that game twice in one season. But of course, that was when that would be only one of 2 playoff games that we would get to see. Now that we have a 12-team playoff, don't mind if I do. Go ahead and give me another dose of that later on down the line. This playoff is going to be incredible. Incredible. I don't want to burn through the season too quickly, but knowing that is on the horizon, it's going to elevate college football to a whole nother level, and I am here for it. Now, it's actually a good weekend to get stuff done if you need to be. Sooners are on a bye week and no really great games this weekend. So if there's any projects you've been putting off, anything on the honey-do list, got to run to the Home Depot to get some Halloween decorations. Do all that crap this Saturday. Because next Saturday, are you kidding me? Might be the greatest weekend of games in college football history. I know. That might be a little hyperbole, but check out this slate. Ohio State at Oregon. Penn State at USC. Ole Miss at LSU. K-State at Colorado. Florida at Tennessee, in name only, but still. And even Arizona at BYU is an absolutely sweet game. But the sweetest. The sweetest game in all the land. It's OU. It's Texas. The Red River Rivalry. And it is going down. And we will have a ton to talk about next week. You can book that, baby. Woo! Glad we don't have a game. I need tons to prep for. Sooner State of Mind fam, if you just kind of rolled across this, make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcast and Spotify so you do not miss any of the good stuff. Also, head on over to Believe.com. That's BLEAV.com. Go to shows, type in Sooner State of Mind, and you are locked. We have a ton of great content. Every team, every topic, everywhere. Believe.com. And if you want to watch Sooner State of Mind, head on over to YouTube and search the Football Dudes. We are there. Go ahead, subscribe. Go ahead and like and leave us some comments. You got questions, we got answers. You want to talk football? I love talking football. It's what I do, okay? The opportunity is there. You just got to make it happen. So let's stay hydrated all week, get our stretching in, get our minds right, build up. That Sooner State of Mind headset, the mindset. Get your freaking mind right, people, because we go into battle next weekend. Can't wait. All right. Sooner State of Mind is brought to you by Bet Online. My name is Casey Mallon, and I am in a Sooner State of Mind.